football that lured Kevin Muscat to his resume. Certainly when you're talking about Melbourne victory with such boisterous home support, certainly a playing surface. Warm nights, pretty.
I can tell you he's being watched by his great friend in the stands tonight, Mark Bresciano. Here he is again, trying to get on the end of a long.
See that response there from Jamie Young, not the same sort of acuteness in that sluggish decision making last week for the second goal.
Lovely back heel by Maccarone. Holman. Slipped by Botiak. He's back on his feet quickly enough though to nip in ahead of Broxton. Now Jack Hingert on the right, looking to seize the opportunity again for Brisbane. Which Brisbane had enough bodies back. How can they get out? It's a foul. George well wrapped up though by Hingert. Botiak winning the ball in defence and then injecting himself into the midfield area to set up an attack for victory. Normally so strong on their own patch of dirt. Here's Maccarone. Holman. Mackay showed he's still pretty fleet of foot as well in this first half.
Another error by Rhys Williams. Could have been nasty.
It's not the commentator's curse, it's the presenter's curse, Andy. The pre-game big up for Rhys Williams.
Brisbane tonight.
Mere striplings in comparison to you and I, Andy.
It's a youth league game.
Just a hopeful punt forward really by Valeri, and this is the problem for victory. Here come Brisbane again. Khallfallah. Botiak. Hingert wants it and will get it via Khallfallah. Leroy George round.
Well, they've become very passive. And that's not a front of mind thing. That just happens when the confidence drops and the form drops and the scoreboard.
Long range. Cannon's back off Papadopoulos, and look at the open space for Holman, and now Maccarone.
Sort of on the left.
Kristensen. Hingert. There's Kristensen available. He chooses to ignore and goes back through Matt Mackay instead, his captain. No look past. Desperate defending by Brisbane. And eventually they get out of that little hole. And Botiak trying to turn it into a counter-attack for the Roar. Jason Guerrier sticking doggedly to his task. But better from Melbourne victory. Just wouldn't fall for one of that trio of players who are just sniffing for the chance to plonk the ball over the line and bring victory back into the contest. It's another...
It's James Troisi who will be hoping, working as hard as he can to stay in the frame for World Cup selection, not drop out of it. Put on the subs bench to start this one now, given the state of the team and the scoreline. It's a wonderful opportunity for James Troisi.
Russia trying to help it on its way. Driving a header for Rassal Barisha, but again Brisbane stand firm and Jack Hingert to run it clear. Holman, good challenge. Avram Papadopoulos had stepped forward, doing that defending that you alluded to in the first half, so admired by Bert van Marwijk. George couldn't quite wrap his boot around it enough, and Jack Hingert had made up the ground. Flipped forward by Brett Holman. Beautiful weight on it, and Kristensen will steer it into the path of Botiak, and they could be in here, Brisbane Roar. That's unfortunately for the Frenchman, sign of Victory's desperation. Not that I'm saying his view's a bad player at all. He scored a bucket load of goals. On his heels for the return from Hope. And Brett Holman to race clear. Botiak trying to gobble up the ground on the right. Maccarone is left. Drop of the shoulder and an angle there for Troisi, who then lost both his footing and the ball. It's pumped forward by Holman. Gameiro trying to hold it up and then turns it over. Costa Barbarouses. Khallfallah just thread the needle. Oh, poor ball by Gameiro. Coolly done by Kristensen. A big test of character now for Brisbane as well. Thought perhaps they'd seen him, which was further tested when he had to break into a sprint to head off the attentions of Brett Holman. Khallfallah, who spent 3 happy years, mainly happy years, with Melbourne Victory. Back on familiar turf tonight. Here is Donachie. Not to any great effect. Ball's a bit like pinball until Brisbane settle on it through Kristensen. Now out for Botiak, who will hang it up towards Maccarone. Roy George stopped in his tracks by Kristensen. It's been a bright start.
Young improved out of last week on that first contribution. And
Gameiro looking to continue the forward momentum, but found Matt Mackay in the way. Here's Donachie, out-muscled by Kristensen. Holman now. Chance on here for Brisbane potentially. It's Maccarone making ground on the left. Holman to slip it through now. Massimo Maccarone. Again, the ball's like a hot potato, and now eventually Brisbane do settle on it. Maccarone on the run. Holman outside him. It's Brett Holman. Left-footed, 2-0. Over again, Rhys Williams. It's becoming infectious. Here's Botiak. They look for 3. Straight at Lawrence. Barisha can't stick hold of it. Frenich. Khallfallah. Advantage played by Chris Beath.
that was Sanchez again committing that foul on a yellow card. Lucky for him, there was an advantage.
Turn the ball straight back over towards Thomas Kristensen. And Brisbane will flood forward again. It's Botiak on the right. Donachie press conference. Beautifully floated ball into the path of Maccarone, whose first touch was turfed by Antonis. All groans of frustration for the home fans. Maccarone, wide left. Square from it's Kristensen. Hingert with time. And he picks out Rhys Williams. Sets up again through Kristensen. Mackay. Botiak won't get goal, so difference. Just over a quarter of an hour remaining here at Amy Park. Blocked off for that run by Papadopoulos.
There's a charge already. We'll enjoy this breather that will come with this possession. Games they haven't.
13 matches without success at Victoria.
Yeah,
Now Gameiro dallying too long on the ball. Maccarone says, I'll have it. Matt Mackay inside the penalty. By Antonis, they're in trouble again. Maccarone for 3.
Well, here it's been a good second half from them, but
slipped by Barbarouses. Might open the door for Shannon Brady.